Okay, so without wasting our time, we're going to learn chapter 1, that is overview of financial statements and analysis framework. Okay, so after you learn this chapter, you should be able to identify the types of business analysis and various types of analysis tools. And students should be able to discuss the different types of financial statement analysis as well. Okay, so there are two types of business analysis: equity and credit. Various type of analysis tools ni ada 4 or 5. Okay, nanti kita akan belajar. And then discuss the different types of financial statement analysis ni, itu financing activities, operating activities, and investing activities, cash flow. Alright. So now let's take a look. Preview of chapter 1. So this one kita ada 3 subtopic in this chapter. 1.1 kita akan belajar pasal business analysis, which kita akan go into introduction dulu. What is the business analysis? Okay, then we're going to take a look at 2 types of business analysis and components of business analysis. Lepas kita dah pun belajar about business analysis, kita akan learn about financial statement, basis of analysis. Itu business activities, financial statement reflect business activities and additional information. Lastly, kita akan tengok pada 1.3, that is financial statement analysis preview analysis tools. This one is about cash flow lah. Alright, so now let's go to the 1.1, introduction to business analysis. Okay, financial statement analysis is part of business analysis, which means, okay, business analysis dalam tu ada FSA. Macam ni. So FSA ni part of business analysis. So what is business analysis? Business analysis is the evaluation of companies' prospects and risks. Okay. So kalau you tengok textbook page 3. Okay, dia cakap business analysis is the process of evaluating a company's economic prospects and risks. This includes analyzing a company's business environment, its strategies, and its financial position and performance. So dalam business analysis ni, dia analyse 3 benda, iaitu company's business environment, strategies, dan juga financial position. That's why FSA is part of business analysis. Okay, sebab BA ni ada 3, so salah satunya ialah FSA lah, one of the business analysis lah. Alright, so business analysis is used to help the business decision makers in making the business decisions. So basically memang inilah tujuan business analysis digunakan, untuk membantu business decision makers. Who are they? Who are the business decision makers? They are the business decision makers includes equity investors, credit raters, fund managers, and external auditors. Okay, so tengok balik dalam teks ni. So dia kata business analysis is useful in the wide range of business decisions, such as whether to invest in equity or in debt securities. So ini soalan ni untuk equity investor, sama ada dia nak invest dalam equity or in debt, equity ataupun liability. Okay, so dia akan tengok business analysis of each company lah yang dia nak invest. Okay, itu soalan untuk equity investor. Second, whether to extend credit through short or long term loan. This one untuk credit raters. So business analyst akan bantu dia untuk buat decision ni lah. sama ada untuk short term ataupun long term loan. Okay, lepas tu next is how to value a business in an initial public offering. Yang akan bantu fund managers. Maksudnya dia akan value dia punya business sendiri. Berapa harga company dia di pasaran. Okay, itulah IPO tu, initial public offering. Okay, and then how to evaluate restructuring, including mergers, acquisition and divestitures. Okay, manager jugalah yang akan tentukan sama ada dia nak merge ke, dia nak acquire ataupun dia nak divestitures. Merge tu maksudnya dia gabung company A dan company B, dia bergabung, so terjadilah company C. Sebagai contoh, bank. Kebanyakan bank sekarang berlakunya disebabkan oleh merger pada tahun dulu. Contoh macam Malayan Banking, dulu dia bukan Malayan Banking, dulu dia ada dua bank yang kecil, so dia pun merge kedua-dua company untuk terjadi Malayan Banking. So sekarang berjayalah merger dia tu. Okay, successful. Itu untuk merger. Kalau acquire, beli, maksudnya company A beli company B, akan jadi company A. Maksudnya macam contoh Geely. Okay, Geely ialah automobil daripada China. Dia telah pun membeli Proton Malaysia. Okay, bila dia beli, sekarang ni Proton tu dah ada China dah, ada China. No longer our Malaysian brand. Itulah fakta. Tapi dia tak tukar nama lah Proton tu kepada Geely. Dia maintainkan sahaja stick pada Proton. Okay, tapi actually dia dah membeli Proton kita. So tengok sekarang ramai tak permintaan kereta. Banyak kan permintaan kereta untuk X70, X50. Okay, so maksudnya acquisition Geely acquire Proton ni successful lah. Kita boleh kata successful lah as for today. Okay, dia dapat menaikkan balik nama Proton tu. Okay, divestitures ni contohnya macam company yang dah bankrupt lah, tak boleh dah orang nak acquire ke, orang nak merge dengan dia pun memang dah tak boleh sangat. So dia memang akan divestitures lah. Divestitures. Okay, itu maksud dia. So BA ni juga dapat improve business decisions by evaluating company's financial situation, its management, its plans and its business environment. Okay, tengok sini. This is image 1. So business analysis ni dia akan evaluate two things that are prospect as well as risk. Maksudnya dia macam dia akan evaluate pro and cons lah. So dia akan membantu dalam business decision makers, iaitu equity investor, creditors, manager, merger and acquisition analysis, external auditors, director, regulators, employees and unions, lawyers. Semua ni. So sebenarnya business analysis ni digunakan untuk decision makers sahajalah. Okay, tapi banyak purpose untuk decision maker. Okay, kita nak buat decision ni banyak. So that's why business analysis sangat penting. Right? Okay, kalau you tengok page 10, textbook tu, page 10. Okay, ada users of business analysis. So, itu ada 7 users. Managers menggunakan business analysis to provide clues of strategic changes in operating, investing and financing activities, to evaluate the competitors' profitability and risk, to evaluate the relative strengths and weaknesses, to benchmark performance. Okay. So bila kita buka company, kita bukan perlu sahaja menguasai operating dia. Kita perlu juga do the planning part. Planning part is very essential for you to sustain your business. Sebab tu kita perlukan analisis ni. Okay. Untuk membantu kita membuat keputusan sama ada perlu ke kita invest, perlu ke kita beli. Faham tak? Macam tu. Okay. So you boleh baca lah dalam textbook page 10 ni. Okay. So basically inilah business analysis. Okay. Business analysis dia akan evaluate dua benda, iaitu prospect dan juga risk. Dia membantu untuk decision makers untuk buat decision. Who are they? You must know lah. Okay, investor, creditors, fund manager, auditor. Okay, decision apa? Itulah. Itu ialah business analysis. So now we're going to take a look at the types of business analysis. There are two types of business analysis, which are credit analysis and equity analysis. Okay. Kalau kita cakap pasal credit, akan ingat creditor. Am I right? Credit, kita akan ingat creditor. So, siapa creditor tu? Creditor tu ialah credit analysis is the ability of company to pay its bills to creditors. Okay, creditors, which you know as account payable, okay, lend funds to a company in returns for a promise of prepayment with interest. Creditors can be classified into two, which are trade creditors and non-trade creditors. Tengok ni. Okay, so trade creditors ni provide goods or services. Inilah our AP lah, account payable, which is your supplier. Okay, provide goods or services. Barriers of default, usually implicit interest, most short term. Trade creditors. Non-trade creditors provide major financing. Ini biasanya loan. Okay, bank loan. So lah. Okay. Barriers of default, usually explicit interest, most term loan. Okay. So trade creditor ni ialah our current liability, non-trade creditor ialah non-current liability. Okay. So credit analysis include analysis of both liquidity and solvency. Liquidity refers to the company's ability to raise cash and other current assets in short term to meet its short term liabilities. Itu ialah liquidity. Maksudnya kita nak tengok kecairan, maksudnya secepat mana, seliquid mana kita boleh dapat duit dalam masa yang singkat. Itu ialah liquidity analysis lah. Kita akan kira nanti. Okay. So of course, semakin liquid you punya current asset, current liability, bagus lah, maksudnya company performance you good, you boleh dapat cash dalam masa yang singkat. Okay, maksudnya you boleh collect duit daripada you punya current asset dengan keadaan cepat. Bagus. Okay, liquidity. Solvency refers to a company's long-term viability and ability to pay long-term obligations. It depends on both companies' long-term profitability and its capital or financing structure. Solvency. Okay, boleh tak you bayar you punya loan tu? Okay, so inilah credit analysis. Okay, dia akan evaluate the credit worthiness of a company. Maksudnya credit worthiness ni maksudnya is the ability of a company to honor its credit obligations. Boleh tak you bayar hutang you? Okay, so basically orang akan buat credit analysis ni. Siapa yang akan buat? You tengok balik semula. Inilah credit raters ni. Dia lah yang akan menggunakan credit analysis ni. Dia nak tengok kita boleh tak bayar hutang dia. Kalau kita credit worthiness kita not good, dia tak akan bagi kita berhutang dengan dia. Okay, kalau macam dengan supplier, dia tak akan bagi kita beli secara kredit lah. Dia akan suruh kita bayar secara cash. Sebab apa? Sebab dia tengok credit worthiness kita not good. Dia tengok company kita ni selalu tak bayar hutang on time. So kita adalah credit worthiness. Alright. So kalau untuk credit analysis ni, you boleh refer page 8. So you can tahu siapa yang gunakan. Creditors ni ada dua jenis. Two type of creditors, that is strict creditors and non-strict creditors. And then credit analysis ni digunakan untuk apa? Okay, untuk credit worthiness, to evaluate the credit worthiness. And then dalam credit analysis ni dia fokus, tengok page 9 tu, yang paragraf pertama tu, credit analysis focus on downside risk instead of upside potential. This includes analysis of both liquidity and solvency. Okay, so apa analisis yang terlibat dalam credit analysis ialah liquidity and solvency. You kena tahu apa itu liquidity, apa itu solvency. Okay, make sure you read this textbook, page 9, alright? So next we're going to take a look at the equity analysis. Equity analysis is to emphasize earnings and other accounting measures for computing company values. Kalau credit tu, credit analysis ni nak analyze sama ada kita boleh tak kita berhutang. Okay, kalau equity analysis ni kita nak mempertingkatkan value of our company. Maksudnya kita nak harga sesuatu company tu. Contohnya bila orang merger ke acquiring kita punya business, orang akan tengok value of our company. So value tu lah kita nak naikkan value, nak naikkan harga company kita tu dalam pasaran. Alright, so of course harga kita akan naik bila kita a lot of profit, we have a good image of company. So itu akan menaikkan. Ini adalah equity analysis ni. Siapa yang akan guna equity analysis ialah investor, okay, shareholders. Sebab dia nak tahu sama ada dia nak kena invest dalam equity ataupun bond. Sebab tu kita ada bond shareholder dan juga equity shareholders, okay. Sebab yang beza bond shareholders bondholders dan juga shareholders ni ialah dari segi risk and reward. Kalau dia invest dalam bond, dia secure lah, maksudnya dia tidak akan mengalami sebarang kerugian sebab they won't bear the risk. The risk will be bear on equity shareholders, okay. Tapi rewards in term of bondholder akan dapat limited lah as compared to shareholders, okay. So let's take a look at the equity analysis. Equity analysis, yeah. You take a look at the page 9. Equity investors provide fund to a company in return for the risk and reward. Ni diterangkan lah yang bond yang tak jadi terangkan. So now you tengok dekat line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Line 7. This implies equity investors are the first to absorb losses when a company liquidates, although their losses are usually limited to the amount invested. Okay. Thus, unlike credit analysis, equity analysis is symmetry in that it must assess both downside risk and upside potential. Okay. Sebab tu kita kata equity analysis ni to assess the upside potential and downside risk. Upside potential ni sebab dia ada uncertain possibility of gain. So he put that, so because equity investors are affected by all aspects of company's financial condition and performance, their analysis needs are among the most demanding and comprehensive of all users. Okay, tengok line atas tu. However, when the company prospers, equity investors share in the gains with unlimited upside potential. Okay. To assess the downside risk, securities potential to suffer a decline in value if the market condition change. Inilah maksudnya. Dia akan ada, kalau rugi dia lah akan rugi sekali, kalau untung dia lah yang akan untung sekali, equity shareholders ni. Okay, ini nak beritahu. Okay, so kalau macam credit analysis, kita akan menggunakan two type of analysis, which are liquidity and solvency. Kalau equity analysis, kita mesti akan guna two type of analysis, that are technical analysis and fundamental analysis, or both. Okay, kita combine kedua-dua analysis ni. So untuk technical analysis ni, you kena ingat ialah technical analysis refers to charting and search for patterns in the price or volume history of stock to predict future price movement. Dia akan refer graph yang dulu untuk predict future price, stock future price dia. Itu technical analysis. Manakala fundamental analysis is to determine the intrinsic value of a company. Okay, apa itu intrinsic value? Intrinsic value, also called as fundamental value. Intrinsic value is the actual value of a company determined through fundamental analysis without reference to its market value. Maksudnya harga sebuah company. Intrinsic value tu ialah harga sesebuah company. Okay, tanpa direferkan kepada market value. Itu ialah harga dia. Itu intrinsic value. Semakin tinggi intrinsic value of company, semakin bagus. Okay. Intrinsic value may or may not be the same as the current market value. Boleh je company you, intrinsic value of your company lebih tinggi daripada market value. Intrinsic value of your company parallel with the market value. Intrinsic value of your company is lower than the market value. Boleh je. So, an analyst must forecast company's earning or cash flow to determine the intrinsic value. Macam mana dia determine intrinsic value untuk sebuah company tu? Melalui cash flow. Alright? So, kalau tengok dekat paragraph 3, a major goal of fundamental analysis is to determine intrinsic value, also called fundamental value. Okay, yang tu baca, tengok lagi ayat yang terakhir tu. An investor strategy with fundamental analysis is straightforward. Okay, straightforward. Buy when the stock's intrinsic value exceeds its market value, sell when the stock's market value exceeds its intrinsic value, and hold when the stock's intrinsic value approximate its market value. So dia ada 3 benda yang investor akan buat. Pertama, dia akan beli bila stock, buy the stock when the intrinsic value lebih daripada market value. Dia akan beli. Dan dia akan jual bila intrinsic value lebih rendah daripada market value. Okay. Dan dia akan hold bila sama intrinsic value ke tu market value. Inilah sebab memang akan berubah harga. Macam kita buat investment lah, kalau kita beli share, kalau kita beli saham, harga tu akan berubah. Bila harga turun kita kena buat apa, bila harga naik kita kena buat apa, bila harga sama kita kena buat apa. Yalah, investor tu akan buat. Okay, dia memang ada straightforward strategies. Kita akan beli, buy when stock's intrinsic value exceed its market value, and sell when a stock's market value exceeds its intrinsic value. Okay, so next kita akan so I hope you understand 2 types of business analysis, credit analysis and equity analysis, and you tahu apa yang ada, analisa apa yang ada dalam setiap analisis ni. So next kita akan pergi kepada components of business analysis.